Hey Zen friends, happy solstice! If you're in the northern hemisphere of the planet, you're experiencing the longest day of the year, and if you're in the southern hemisphere of the planet, you're experiencing the longest nights of the year as the North Pole leans towards the sun. But no matter where we live on the planet, we can all access whatever energy of the solstices that we're wanting to experience in the moment. Winter solstice brings the ending of things as the upper world becomes cold. Things hibernate, things deteriorate. But a lot goes on underneath the surface of the ground and beneath the surface of snow, if you have it there, to prepare for the planting and birthing of things in spring. Summer solstice brings the energy of growth as the sun shines bright, and there's plenty of it, having the longest days, as I mentioned. So the solstice is the pivotal point where we begin the movement back to the equinox of balanced days and nights as the cycles of seasons continue. So there is a time and a purpose for every season. What a great reminder that nothing stays the same. And if you don't like the weather of the moment, flow with it because it won't normally stay that way. It'll, normally change before we know it. It's also a great reminder that we're not in control of the outside world. I may not be able to control the weather, but I can control my attitude toward it. And if I focus on how much I hate the weather of the moment, I will grow that emotion. But if I choose to be grateful for what is, then gratitude and things to be grateful for will grow as well. Gratitude and joy are powerful emotional choices that we can make at any moment if we wish. There's no wrong or right choice, just different choices with different experiences and outcomes. Solstices and equinoxes do support a time of reflection, balance, and self-care, and we can look back over the last season to see what did I learn and what will I intend to do with this new awareness that I gleaned during that period. And I can balance that energy with the opposing energy of the other side of the hemisphere. We can honor the light of the summer solstice and or the reflective hibernation hermit energy of the winter solstice at any moment that we wish. And which one will you choose in this moment? Well, in this video, we'll have a 3-month solstice reading, which will be by astrological element for the date 6/20/25 through around September 20th, 25. So we'll have 4 separate videos, of course, because there are 4 groups of elements. And you can use these for any planetary energies. So if you have your sun in an earth element, you can check out the earth element video. If you have a water sign moon, check out the water element video. If your rising sign is an earth element, you could check out that one if you want as well. You can get a clearer picture of the different areas of your life by checking out whatever planet rolls over that house or area of your life, whichever planet you look into. So the 3-month reading is going to include a 3-month kind of, I call it a navigational compass reading. I'm going to be using this beautiful tarot deck for that today, the Tarot Magic deck. And then we will also be having a separate oracle card for each of the 3 signs within the element. We're going to use this cosmic magical oracle. It's all about the magic, it seems. And then we'll end with a special bonus from this Seasons of the Witch oracle here. It's the Litha oracle, which is the summer solstice. And there's a 6-card spread, which is a welcoming summer spread reading. So we'll do all that. And I'm excited for all this, to get all these messages for any help we can get, any messages from Spirit for this 3-month period. So let's check out and see what messages Spirit has for you for the summer/winter season. All right, fire signs, all of you Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, this is the reading for you. We'll start off with a compass reading, which is what I do. I take a tarot deck. I split out the major arcana from the 4 suits of the minor arcana. And for the major arcana here, this represents the overall energy for this period. And then we'll dive into the minor arcana, and I'll tell you about those as we go into its 4 different areas of our life. So for all fire signs, what do you want us to know? What is the overall theme? All right, here we go. We'll start off with this one. You got the Justice card. So the Justice card is an interesting energy because they do have the Ace of Swords here, and the Scales, which gives us the ability to see things from a higher perspective. It allows us to kind of cut away and transform. Well, it's double-edged. So it cuts away thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that don't serve us anymore, those that are rooted in small t truths of fear. And then so we can take some stuff off. We're also putting on this side of the scale because we start off way out of balance. We're inundated with a lot of beliefs about thoughts of, fear of rejection, fear of not being good enough, all that delicious fear that we have as a human, right? So it's overloaded over here in the beginning. And then when we are granted this Ace of Swords, it's a double-edged sword, we're able to learn stuff from here, able to cut things away from here, but we're also able to kind of mute the experiences we have of fear, transmute it into higher knowledge and wisdom. So this goes up as this goes down at the same time. So that also, when we move things from here to up here, then the balance comes even more so. So I feel like this 3-month period is going to be a period of great learning and great transformation of thought and belief and mindset coming in too. All right. And then we dive into the 4 suits of the minor arcana. The elemental kind of wheel that I use, we're going to start off going to the south, to your sign, to your element, which is fire, and it would be the wands. Yep, it is the wand suit. So this represents your passion, your drive, your spiritual energy. It can be creativity, but it's the oomph, the inspiration of life too. And so this will represent what is your energetic journey, or what does Spirit want you to know about it for this 3-month period. So let's take a look here for your fire. What would you like us to know? Okay, I feel like it's this one here. And you have the 5 of Wands. Yeah, so transformation of energy. The number 5 is all about that. You got a little Leo energy coming in here. And it is a transformation from conflict energy that feels like drama and conflict between our head and our heart, between us and other people. But it is a 5, the number of change and transformation. So it can start off like seeming like 5 people are battling and someone's trying to win and trying to get above everyone else. That's the lower vibrational energy. But it transforms during these 3 months where you see everyone as teachers, mirroring us back what we want to see about ourselves. So one of the little stories or the pictures that Spirit gave me with this card to help me understand it was like I used to watch Kung Fu theater back in when I was a young lad, and it's early Saturday mornings. They had those where the talkie never matched up to the mouth. It was old. I mean, this was back in the late 70s, right? Way, way, way back in the day. Yeah, it was in color. It wasn't black and white. Come on now. But it starts off where, this battle that I see, and 5 people they have these staves and they're all beating each other, and you're like, oh my gosh, are they trying to kill one another? And then eventually 4 of them are laid down exhausted. 1 is barely left standing, and you're like, oh my gosh, is that person going to finish everyone else off? And then they all start laughing, and you're like, what's going on? They all help each other up, and they all walk buddy back down the path to the Buddhist monastery. They put all their staves away. They go have a meal together in the meal hall. And you realize that these people that appeared to be conflict and fighting was actually friends trying to help each other expand and grow. And that's what everyone is here, because all these characters that we're dealing with, all these human characters, behind every character is an actor. It's a powerful supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. That's the actor behind the character. And so this is a transformation, realizing in these situations where we feel someone was doing something to us, that we can really look at it and go, oh, wow, how was this happening for me? And we can glean from that. So I really feel like that's the energy that we have coming in that area of your life. So great transformation of energy from lower vibrational fear to higher vibrational unconditional love energy. And then we're going to go to the north here. The next element is the element of earth. Now, this is the only one that's about the outside world. We got our energy. We'll go over to our emotions. We have our mind. All those are internal. This one's about the outside world. This would be our, everyone else on stage, right? The other characters, the other props, our finances, our abundance, our bodies, all of this stuff in the outside world, job. So, relationships with humans in the outside world, jobs, education, social status, things, our bank accounts, our possessions, our bodies. All of that is the outside world. So this is what your physical experience, what they want you to know about this solstice period. All right, here is your card for that. And you've got the Three of Pentacles. Beautiful, beautiful energy here. And the Three of Pentacles is about creativity, allowing creativity to come in, but it's about being true to your authentic self too. So I like that energy because it's like during this period, as you're fearing less about conflict with people, you really are being able to see yourself. This Leo energy of being a natural leader, being seen, drawing people towards you, which you guys know, being fire signs, you have this natural, people are just drawn to you, right? Well, the Three of Pentacles is about, I'm not worried about what other people will think. This is a reminder of really being true, not worried about punishment from other people for not doing what they want you to do, and also not worried about losing support of other people because of you being true to you and letting all the masks fall away. It doesn't mean being mean, of course, but it just means expressing your true heart with the world in your own special, unique way. And so there is this energy of support here, that you realizing people are supporting you towards, being true more to your authentic self during this period too. So I like that for you. Then we're going to go over to the sword suit, which is the element of air. This is all about our thoughts, beliefs, mindsets, communication. It's our mental experience during these next 3 months. So let's see here for fire signs, what they want you to know about your mental adventure. Okay, pick this one here. Yep, and you got another 3. So you have the Three of Swords here, and this is so fitting with everything we're talking about, because, obviously that looks like, what? That looks painful. Well, it is this energy of heartache and heartbreak in a way, but it also, at the core of its, expectations equal disappointment. And so this is that fear of disappointing others, the fear of being a disappointment or being disappointed. Interesting that you've got Libra with Jupiter and Libra with Jupiter right next to it here. So a lot of this mindset that we're talking about, letting go of these mindsets, letting go of the fears, well, here is what they were talking about. And that's what happens as we're going through conflict, and it's probably going to be for the first month. If you've probably been going through it already, but I feel like it's really coming to a head like the first month from June 20th to July 20th is when you'll get the big having conflict, having things be brought to your face so that you look at them, but it's not just to make you feel bad or to, go, ha ha, look what you're thinking. This is about bringing up old, foundations that we have, old opinions, thoughts, and beliefs that are rooted in lack, feeling blinded and bound and trapped and restricted and less than, and the fear of all of that. And because it's coming up, that it comes to you so you can have freedom, right? And then to help balance out life too. So it's not so much, like we said, it's not so much like this. You're bringing it into this balance with all this Libra energy too. I like that. Capricorn energy here, which is about, they're the big taskmaster, a lot of mental energy being influenced here. And look at, you've got Jupiter, Jupiter, Jupiter. So this does have to do with expansion, because Jupiter is the lord of expansion as well. So it feels like it's going to be a little bit in the beginning, is like, ugh, but it's worth it, because it's like if you feel caged, you feel trapped, you feel restricted, a little bit of work to help feel that freedom afterwards, it's definitely worth the effort. Which brings us to the last element, which is cups, water element. And of course, that is emotions. And so this will be what Creator and Spirit wants you to know about your emotional adventure during this 3-month period. So for fire signs, what would you like them to know about their emotional adventure? Okay, here it is right here. Yeah, another 3. 3, 3, 3. Wow. 3 of Cups, joy, celebration. There is this energy of community here. 3 of Cups is community, and of course the 5 of Wands. It's also about community and feeling supported here. So I really like that. They do have, this could represent like your spiritual posse. So it could be a community that you're getting closer to, or fears around community that you're letting go of and being freed from. Like, I'll never find a group of friends like I had before, or a group of friends that I really can relate to. But this is about finding a couple of others that you have peas in a pod. I like that these people are supporting this one here. So all this message of support and support, that it's there and you recognize the support you have, both from the invisible world and the visible world that comes in. But you face a lot of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets you have around fitting in, not fitting in, hurt that you've had from other groups and community, and from like best friends, or could even represent family in a way. But there is something else here, and this, of course, doesn't apply to everyone, but this is also third-party heartbreak with all this energy coming in, and the transformation and the looking at this in a different way. Because our hearts, I was very surprised to find out our hearts can't be broken. Because when Spirit told me that, I like, well, can you explain this feeling where my heart felt like it was ripped in two a few times? And they're like, yeah, your heart is too powerful to ever be broken. But we do come down here to experience fear. And when we come down here to experience fear, one of the big feelings of fear is emotional monsters, emotional, fear that comes in of not being good enough. So the prick in our heart that we feel for heartbreak, it actually is the prick of fear. So like when you get scared, someone like a child runs out in front of your car and you have to slam on your brakes, that feeling, or you have like I did with my older brother and I, we'd scare the crap out of each other when we were teenagers, on purpose, playing, oh, you started a war. Well, I'm going to get you back. I'm going to get you back. Right. So we'd scare each other half to death. But that feeling of, but then when you realize it was like, oh, it's just you jerk, then the feeling would go away. But emotional monsters, emotions, we don't normally have it go away right away, right? We don't process it and solve emotional monsters usually very quickly. So they keep looping until we get distracted, and then that stops, because we're not in this heartbreak feeling 24/7 when we get cheated on or whatever third-party situation happened, that comes in, until we remember, we see something that reminds us, and there it is again, until we get distracted again, then it stops, or we go to sleep. As soon as we remember, it starts back up again. Until we transform that fear, then we don't feel that feeling of heartbreak anymore. And so there's different ways that we can heal and go through that, and maybe we'll find out more about this for any of you as we pull your oracle or we do our other spread, but something that is being worked on, just something that there is the possibilities of release. But I love the 333 that's coming in. So we'll pay attention to that too. All right. So that is like our little compass, just to kind of give us something that is going to be really focused on during this period. And then we're going to go over here to the Cosmic Magic Oracle. We will pull a card for each of the signs. So we will do that here. And then we'll jump into the overall spread. I am putting timestamps down below for this reading, and for this reading. So if you want to jump or come back to it, I will put timestamps in the description box. All right, so let's pull cards here. Let me just move these over to the side here. How about let's see here. Aries. Let's start off with Aries. So what else do you have for Aries for this period? All right, we do have that. And I feel like this is Leo, and I feel this one is the Sagittarius. All right. So I'm going to grab the little book here. We'll read from the book and see what comes in here. So for Aries, you've got the first quarter moon. You've got focus, grasshopper, focus. Card number 38. I'll let you see that for a sec there. So we'll scooch that over here. All right, let's see what we have coming in here for you. So different seasons of our life may call for different levels of focus. So we were talking about seasons, of course, when we started up. This is the summer, winter season, depending where you're at. So times when we might have to prioritize certain things. Focusing on something is about where we are concentrating our energy, whether that be a specific task, a person, or an idea. But when you're focused on something, you're fully engaged with it and present in that moment. The first quarter moon is the third phase in the lunar cycle. It represents focus and continuing with that forward momentum. But focus doesn't always have to be related to or correlated with determination or ambition or working on something. It can also be about putting things into focus or shifting our focus back to the things that matter. The first quarter is a reminder to look at your focus, to examine what has your focus right now and what you want to be focusing on. So that kind of reflection period we were talking about in the intro too. So when this first quarter card comes in for your reading, you can reflect on the following three questions. Number one, what is something that I'm focusing on in my life right now? So like the realization of what am I focusing on? Number two, is there an area of my life that needs refocus? And number three, what are the top priorities in my life right now? An affirmation that comes with the card says, I am engaged in the present moment and making the most out of opportunities that are before me. I like this, that they throw a self-care practice in for you. So for Aries, try and engage today, even if it's for just a few minutes, with some sort of movement that you enjoy, as movement can be great for focus. Yeah, that's definitely Juan's fire energy for all of you. This can be walking, yoga, dancing, etc. And if you're unable to do these activities, or if they don't sound interesting to you, try breath work, which can also be really great for focus. Whatever you choose to do, go at the pace that works for you and listen to your body and mind. I love that. So that's what they have for you, Aries. And then for Leos, you have, I think, is that Pallas? Wisdom, card number 29. So interesting. So 38 to 29, we'll put that up here. Okay, let's back up here. So this is about experience, lessons, knowledge, and lots of introspection often lead to a greater understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Think of wisdom as the light that guides your path. It can help give you clarity when you're feeling confused. It can give insight into how to take action, and it can help you find empathy when anger is bubbling at the surface. We all have wisdom inside of us. Accessing it is really about being in tune with ourselves and allowing ourselves to learn, pay attention, and self-reflect along the way. Comes from a desire to seek and grow and make a positive impact on our life and the lives around us. Pallas, I might be mispronouncing it, but Pallas is such an asteroid, also known as Pallas Athena, that is named after the ancient Greek goddess of wisdom. And this asteroid represents wisdom, intuition, and problem solving. So the Pallas card acts as a reminder to tune into our wisdom, to listen to that inner voice, to apply what we've learned through our experiences so we can better understand ourselves and grow. Yeah, here's that wisdom of the Justice card. So when this Pallas card comes into a reading, you can reflect on the 3 questions for you. Number 1, what does wisdom mean to me? Number 2, what are some personal lessons that I have learned recently that I can use for personal growth? And number 3, what are some areas in my life where I can benefit from more wisdom? The affirmation for this card is, I embrace my lessons in life and use them to learn and grow wiser. This comes with a self-care practice that says, take some time today to sit in solitude and silence and ponder some of life's lessons that you've learned recently and how you can take the wisdom from those lessons and apply them to your life moving forward. In addition, think of someone you believe to be wise and consider reaching out to them and seeing if they want to grab a cup of coffee or have a phone call while you absorb the wisdom you can glean from. And I'm sure they'll love it too. I like that. All right. So that's what they have for you, Leos. And then Sagittarians, you've got the element of air. Yeah, all this element of air of thinking that we were talking about here. So you definitely have connection. Card number 15. And look, it looks like here's these 5 people dancing. Here's those 5 down here. So really about community. Looks like a lot there too. So we'll put them here. Okay, yeah, sorry, card 15. Already forgot the number. You know what happens when your mind is full, right? Okay, so very Sagittarius energy with this, as it starts off here saying, carefree, light and quick, but also crisp, cool, and invigorating. We can hear it rustling through the trees and feel it when it tickles our skin. Sometimes it's just a light whisper, and other times a dramatic howl. And even though we can't see it, it is always there. This air, right? The invisible force that surrounds us all. Air is something that connects every single one of us. It is essential for breathing, necessary for sustaining life. We can't live without it, and that is something that all of us land dwellers have in common. The air element is associated with intellect, conversation, communication, and connection, and is the element of Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. These signs often bring with them a breath of fresh air and are great at spreading ideas and communicating, which makes them great at cultivating connections. The air card as a reminder to cultivate more connection in our lives, to socialize, to share experiences, to build meaningful connections and foster community. When the air card comes into your reading, you can consider the following 3 questions. 1, what does connection mean to me? Number 2, how can I foster more connection in my life? And number 3, what are my favorite ways to connect with others? Affirmation for you Sagittarians is, I will honor my need for connection and will make a point to prioritize it and to reevaluate it as needed. A self-care practice says connecting with others is an important part of supporting our well-being, but connection can look different to everyone. Some people feel more comfortable connecting one-on-one. Some people feel more comfortable connecting with groups. And, with all these groups, right? And some people feel more comfortable connecting with people behind the screen. There is truly no right or wrong way to do it, but take this card as an opportunity to take action to foster some more connection in your life in whatever way you feel most comfortable. I like it. Beautiful. So all about this connection. So all of these energies really match up with all this going on here, right? All right. And then lastly, but not leastly, we're going to have this welcoming summer spread. That is a spread that's offered in this book from the Seasons of the Witch in the Litha Oracle. So we're going to pull those cards. It's actually a 6-card reading, welcoming in summer. And it talks about that the shifting of seasons is a great time for self-reflection, as I mentioned in some of these cards even. So this is a great spread to discover your biggest lessons from spring and what you can expect for summer. So we'll do a total of 6 cards. The first one is, what is your biggest lesson from spring? Okay, that's your biggest lesson. And then, how did you experience the most growth? How can you successfully shift from spring to summer? And this one's number 4. What can you look forward to in summer? We'll put these eventually on screen here. What obstacle will you face and overcome? Dun, dun, dun. And then lastly, how can you experience the best summer ever? All right, so we have the cards. Now let's see what they are. So what is your biggest lesson from spring? Or if you're in the southern hemisphere for fall, you can do that. Wow, mermaid energy. Card number 24. Let the allure of the mythical siren seduce your curiosity. Magic awaits. Here's all this magic. We had the magic oracle and the magic tarot, and now your first card here. What you learned about is magic. So we love that. Let's see what this is. Card 24. Keywords are allure, seduction, and embracing desire. So spring, sounds like it was really understanding and pursuing your desires and embracing them. So there are many legends about the mythical sea creature known as the mermaid. Among them is the alluring call of her song, said to enchant sailors so she can drag them into the bottom of the ocean, never to be seen again. The assumption is that she drowns them in the sea, but what if something more magical and fantastical is happening? Maybe she opens up a whole new world that only the few who are brave enough to follow the call are able to experience. Wow. The things you're attracted to are not a mistake or flights of fancy. They represent things that are meant for you and hold the key to more happiness, your purpose, and ways to live your best life. If you're captivated by something, allow yourself to be pulled down into the depths of its seduction. It can be very scary to follow a passion, not knowing what waits for you on the other side. But the best things in life are often the things that scare you the most, yet make you want to dive in. Very fire energy, birthing, action energy, wanting to step forward. It is fire energy is also passion energy. So it makes sense of this coming in here in that springtime, a time of beginnings and that energy that we're learning a lot about your birthing of things, being attracted to things, having passion for things, and then having the bravery to step forward. So I feel like for a lot of you that one of the biggest lesson you had from spring is, if you're following a passion that's not yours, it'll, poof out. But if you're following something that is your passion, your dream, you will never give up on it. You'll just find different ways to step forward within it. So I love that for you. Then number 2, of course, was how did you experience the most growth? You went for a bike ride, action, energy, movement, letting your hair blow in the wind. It says, it is in the stillness and presence of the journey that you will find yourself exactly where you need to be. That kind of energy definitely feels like you were, how you experienced it was taking action, but being in the moment with it all too. Let's see what it comes in here. Because this is being unhurried, enjoying the moment and the long way home, taking the scenic route. So some summer days beg for a slower pace. Those days when the sun is shining, but there's just a bit of a breeze to keep you cool. Flowers are dancing in meadows, birds are singing along, and a butterfly comes to rest on your shoulder, as though to remind you to stop and enjoy the little things. Then there are days when you just don't feel like being rushed or productive. Those days when you'd rather spend time doing what you love with who you love, and when you take the long way home, not because you have to, but because the world can wait. Yeah. So reprioritization too, I feel, is how you experienced taking time to enjoy your passions. So with this card coming into your reading, it is a sign to embrace this kind of day. It will appear when you're rushing through life without being present for it. You may recognize the symptoms of moving too fast, feeling anxious, doing a lot, but accomplishing very little, a lack of focus, and getting lost in daydreams, feelings of doubt or confusion about the future, or a deep desire to do nothing. These feelings aren't manifestation of laziness or a lack of motivation. They're reminders that there is more to life than work and checking off another item on your to-do list. Yeah. There's a presence practice. It says this practice will bring you back to presence, allowing you to pull yourself in and be in the moment. Close your eyes for a moment and take 4 slow, deep breaths. With each breath, you are going to focus on your senses. With your first breath, focus on feeling. Is the wind embracing you? And do you feel the sun's warmth kissing your flesh? With your second breath, focus on sound and try to connect with nature sounds such as birds, water, wind, or the crackling of a fire. Listen to the sound of your breath. It's also a great way to bring yourself back. With your third breath, focus on sights, opening your eyes and looking around. Slow everything down as though you press the slow motion button on life. And then on your last breath, your fourth breath, not your last ever breath, just for this meditation, focus on combining feeling, sound, and sight, and creating an experience curated by you and the life around you. A slower, intentional, and more intimate experience of presence. Wow, beautiful. I love that. So that's how you experienced the most growth during spring. Now, how can you successfully shift from spring to summer? For that, we've got Heat Wave, card number 15. That says, there is something ominous being illuminated by the flames that await. So how can you successfully shift from spring to summer? All right. So for card 15, which is what we had up here, right? Seek shade. Challenging circumstances and getting burned. Please understand that the situation that you've inquired about is potentially catastrophic. Yeah, moving from spring to summer, there's an opportunity to trip up and fall on our face, right? Which is great. You should seek shelter immediately as this is a clear sign that things will to come to an end, and prolonged exposure could result in devastating consequences. So it's seek shelter. And it's like moving from all these passions, and this almost this hermiting energy of winter is kind of coming in with this energy like we talked about in the intro, that it's time to step back and just not rush straight into the sun of summer. But, there was a cool breeze going on, but the heat is going to be a lot. So spend some time in the cool cave to help you kind of acclimate to the energy of summer. The events that have led up to this point are not serving you in any positive way. And in fact, you might feel some effects already. Stay vigilant in the coming days and weeks. This card is the most ominous of the deck, dun dun dun, and could mean your situation has already reached a critical point. In a reading about money, it could signify that there could have been financial loss or hardship that bring these things up to you, right? We talked about the conflict, bringing things to your face, right? For a career, it could mean the sudden loss of a job, dramatic challenges in the workplace, or escalated troubles with a coworker. In love relationships, you might experience a breakup or betrayal, and for health, perhaps unexpected concerns or fallout from some poor habits that are contributing to your lack of well-being. Just look at all that as this is the conflict, the things that are being brought up to you. Springtime was action, enjoying your passions, not really focusing on getting anywhere particular, almost like celebrating and allowing you to feel life. But this is like saying that if you continue just to do that, that it's important. Summer energy is bringing you in to action, but they're like, take a step out of all that into coolness, and then step out into the sun and have action again towards your goals. But all of this learning that's coming in here during these 3 months, those kind of things could come up, but don't focus on the fear of, because that's that fear of expectations, unless you want to experience that. And there's no wrong choice with that. But just know that there's another choice of, instead of focusing on the bad things that could happen and that are, that have happened or are in the midst of happening that feel lower vibrational, that within everything there is a gift, and we can move from that these things are happening to us to that they're happening for me. In fact, I have asked this to happen for me so I could learn, so I can ask myself, why did I want this thing to happen for me? What's the gift in it for me? How is it going to set me free? What am I grateful for too? I can flip it and see, instead of what's happening that I'm not enjoying, focus on what I am enjoying, because that grows that energy. Because whatever we focus on grows. So it's good awareness, and I feel like that's part of what you're learning during these 3 months as well. As a final note, the effects of this card are challenging, but you can choose to lean into these changes and make the best out of the rubble. Yeah, so here's that transformation of lower vibrational energy to higher vibrational energy. So we like that here. That's how you're going to shift, is kind of taking cover for a moment, regroup with that kind of winter hibernation energy, then step out into the sun. Let's see what else we have here. We got more encouraging cards here. What can you look forward to for summer? Ooh, you got heirloom tomatoes. Beautiful card. Number 16, which follows, of course, 15. Enter into the depths of intimacy where the seeds of your desires will be nourished. Some more stepping into this energy here. I like this for you guys too, because this connection energy, this group and support, I just feel like it's being vulnerable and intimate. It doesn't need to mean, that it's, with a group of people that you're intimate, but it's about allowing yourself to be vulnerable and intimate with individuals within groups to form really strong connections. Of course, for some of you, it does mean love in finding someone here during this process, because some of this heartbreak that you're facing, this fear of third party, is going to allow you to form those deeper relationships too. So this is love, passion, and lust. Heirloom tomatoes bring the promise of new romance for love seekers and renewed passions in an existing relationship. So it goes beyond anything physical, entering into the depths of intimacy that is only accomplished by a deeper understanding of each other. Lust is born out of suggestive glances, feathery touches, and whisper kisses, teasing as something more sensual. If this is not something you're experiencing, consider seeking fresh ways to introduce more play into a relationship, romantic or otherwise. It's just as important to experience love for yourself as it is for a lover. Wow. Are you making time for your passions? Well, here it's like, how can you do it? Is allow yourself to still, like where spring felt like you were not being moderate about enjoying your passions, now there brings in some nice moderation and steadiness with it here too, but not just cutting it off as well. When was the last time you acted on your lust for anything? Not just a person, but also a goal, a purchase, food, or a location. This card guides you to give in to the need to spoil yourself and those around you. Everyone wants to be wanted and feel loved, including the universe. The extra affection goes a long way in stocking the seeds of desire, and you will find that the energy you give is also the energy you receive. All right, so I love that for you there. And then number 5 is, what obstacle might you face? It says, will you face and overcome? You got the country cottage, number 7. Let me zoom in a little more here. There it goes. And it says, it is time for the seeker to look within. What haunts you can only be faced by you. So here, the heart, the fear, right? Expectations, disappointment, all those beliefs and fear that we have. So let's see what else that brings in here for you. So this is sustainability, self-sufficiency, and independence. So this feeling like you're, like the fears of where you get your worth and sustainability, feeling like you aren't self-sufficient, obstacles about feeling independent. So maybe the realization of codependency and trying to transform that, right? It says, welcome to spiritual homesteading, the practice of finding independence, self-determination, and sustainability for your soul's well-being. There's certainly no shortage of spiritual teachers, programs, and tools on offer, including this deck that we're looking at right now. But the trouble with relying too much on someone else to guide you is that you lose the ability to stimulate your own healing and rewards. You are expecting someone else to show you the way rather than finding it for yourself. This card's come in for you today to encourage you to trust in your own guidance more than you seek advice and help from other people. You know what you need to succeed. You know what's not serving your higher and highest good. You know what you want, and you know what you need. What you're lacking is belief in yourself. Wow, so the obstacle is belief in ourselves. Making a mistake or getting things wrong is part of the process, not a reason to quit or doubt yourself. You'll learn more from your failures than you will from your successes. And if nothing else, they'll be your own choices, your own mistakes, and your own determination to rise when you fall. Stay on the path you're on and have faith in your desires and your ability to bring your rewards to life. In a more practical sense, this card appears when you're being a little bit too needy and should try to be more independent. It's fine to ask for help or want to experience life with others, but don't take anyone's time or resources for granted. You're more capable than you've allowed yourself to believe, and you are fine to continue on this path alone. Coming back all this community and connection kind of energy, there's a great balance in that, and I feel like a majority of you don't have that, concerns about receiving help, but I feel like it's I feel like you're a lot of your challenge isn't about being independent. It's about being interdependent and allowing others to help you. You help a lot of people, but receiving things from others, I feel, is more your challenge, right? All right. So that's what's coming in here. That's the challenge. Your faith in yourself and that, and maybe some energy around that you're deserving of help from others. All right. And then final card for this reading. How can you experience the best summer ever? Butterflies. Yay. Beautiful butterflies. Card number 2. Here in the unknown, you will find the essence of who you really are and what magic awaits. Here we are back to the magic that exists within you, and we're back to being true to your authentic self with here too. All right. So this is about breakthroughs, transcendence, and profound change. The humble caterpillar melting down and rebuilding itself into a stunning butterfly is one of the most beautiful symbols of transformation the world has ever seen. And talk about an extreme makeover. A caterpillar essentially digests itself by releasing special enzymes within the chrysalis that dissolves its tissues into a soup of proteins that are then used to rebuild the body, forming its wings, legs, and the rest of its anatomy. A caterpillar's willingness to completely break itself down is what leads to such profound change. It may be difficult, but it knows it has outgrown its current state, and it's time to set itself free. So much of everything we've talked about, right? You're in the midst of a profound breakthrough this season, and you're about to transcend your understanding of who you were until this point. Spiritual signs come so rarely in the form of a huge flashing billboard, but in this case, you can expect something truly dramatic to shake up your way of being. Yeah, we talked about that, right? Whether or not this change is the result of a devastating event or a happy coincidence is unknown at this point. Either way, your life will look completely different a year from now as a result of what happens in the coming months. Pay special attention to synchronicities and dreams as they are appearing to get your attention. They are your confirmation that what is happening is meant for you, and you should continue to follow the threads. Additionally, this card is validation of a desire to make a significant life change, and it means yes when asking yes or no questions. So this is all about how can you experience this summer the power of yes, 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 I can, yes, I can. That belief in yourself, knowing that the transformation that you're going to go through is worth it for you in this during this solstice. The summer and the winter solstice is coming in. So that's what they have for you, all you fire signs. And excited for this adventure that you're going to have over this solstice. And if you're interested in diving deeper with me, I do offer a few different options. I do have YouTube channel memberships. We get together on Thursdays, both levels. I have a Zen Cricket at $2.99 a month, Praying Mantis at $7.99 a month, and we get together for 2-3 hours, sometimes 4, for unlimited tarot readings. We've got oracle readings, past life readings, and talk astrology, whatever we want. Then my Praying Mantis members, we do have, after my Friday and Saturday night live sessions and my Sunday afternoon live sessions, we do have at least an hour together with our Praying Mantis members. There's a link down in the description box if you're interested in all that. I do go live on Friday and Saturday nights at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, Saturday and Sunday afternoons at 11 a.m. Mountain Time for free readings. Donations do get priority doing those, but I do offer all those readings if you'd like to join us then as well. I also have a ton of free content that I put out every month. We've got new moon and full moon readings. We've got when the sun changes signs. We've got all the portals, the Zen Gate portals, like 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. We got monthly quest videos that talk about how to live our lives in the 4 different areas, even the ethereal, so the 5 elements like we have in that compass reading. We have weekly Zen Bytes that talk about little short videos on how we can maintain or return to our Zen. And then these quarterly Solstice and Equinox readings too. So I put out all of this every month. All the playlists are listed down in the description box. If you go to my main channel page, it's at the top saying new for 2025. And my Praying Mantis members get advanced access as I record all these and put those out too. And then also I offer personal readings and a special energetic hedge of peace and love. All that is listed down in the description box of the video as well. Also, every Sunday I put out a Riding the Moontide little social media postings that talk about the moon changes that are coming up through the week because the moon changes signs. So, and then any kind of important planetary changes, retrogrades, just so that we're aware of some big energies that are happening each week so we can ride those waves instead of being smacked around by them. That is on the community page of the YouTube, also on Facebook and on Instagram. All that information on those pages are also linked down in the description box of the video. So a lot of free content, a lot of things that we offer just to try to help us have the most enjoyable and smooth human adventures. So remember, as you're going through all those, that every second of every day of your life, you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. Remember, have fun. Because why are we being so serious? All right. I love you guys. We'll see you soon.